I've been asked to say a few words about Glenn and some great memories that we had through the years. And there's been many, many of them, so I'm going to give some of the highlights. One of the things that quickly comes to mind is that when Glenn was over my house, which was many times, he used to play around with everything in the house until he would break something. And my mother called him the house wrecker, and she took me aside one day and she said, please, you have to watch Glenn very carefully because he's just going to wreck this house. So going forward, I of course had to watch him like a hawk. That was one of the great memories I have of Glenn. Another is, and everyone thinks that Glenn is a very conservative guy, but coming back from Atlantic City, we were driving with Glenn, and he had one of the cars that his father loaned him for the day or the week, and it was a Chevy Super Sport, and Glenn decided to race David Grouse, and I was in the back seat, and we raced, and Glenn got over 100 miles an hour till we finally beat what we described as the bald-headed eagle, because that's what we call David Grouse. He had alopecia, and we weren't politically very sensitive. So we beat the bald-headed eagle, and I have to admit that I was on the ground in the back seat, and I actually may have had a little spot of brown in my underwear from that. So that's a great memory I have. Let's see, other memories. We would go with Glenn to Don's Drive-In, and Glenn, since he was the chick magnet, and we called him Shackin' Packin', and we were just happy to get all of his cast-offs when we went to Don's Drive-In. Now, there's quite a bit more. I remember we used to sit on the bench during practice in basketball, and the coach would give us the whistle to hold, and because we didn't like him so much at that point in time, we would take the whistle and we would rub it around in our crotch and then give it back to the coach. And so the coach got a good taste of things. You know, Glenn and I were philosophizing the other day, and so Glenn says to me, you know, when I was 20 and I had an erection, I couldn't bend it with both hands. He said, when I was 30, I could bend it maybe 15 degrees. When I was 50, I could probably bend it 30 degrees. Well, here I am, I'm 65, and I can bend it in half with one hand. And I said to Glenn, so Glenn, what's your point? He said, just how strong am I going to get? And so that's my memories of Glenn. There's many more of them, and I hope this helps. Talk to you soon. Bye.